one of the 2025 NFL Draft is officially over, and Will Campbell is officially a New England Patriot. This was the lone move by New England on Thursday evening. They drafted Will Campbell with pick number 4 overall. This really came as no surprise to a lot of Patriots fans, especially once Travis Hunter surprisingly went to the Jags at pick number 2. And then Abdul Carter went to the New York Giants with pick number 3. So I'm going to break down my overall grade of day 1 of the New England Patriots in the back half of the show. Going to give you guys a little bit of insight as to what I'm thinking the Patriots should do heading into day 2 of the NFL Draft. So before I do hop into that, let me go ahead and ask you guys to hit that sub button for me if you haven't already. We gained about 100 subscribers while we went live for round 1, but we're looking to do more here this weekend for the NFL Draft. This is the month to be subscribed to Patriots Today, so please, please, please hit that sub button for me if you guys have not already. If you guys don't want to be subscribed next month, I totally get it. Maybe it's not for you. Go on ahead and hit that unsubscribe button, but I want to make sure you guys know what's going on with the Patriots. And that, of course, is that Will Campbell is going to be playing left tackle for New England later this season. I overall really like this move. Of course, there could have been better selections there, right? Ashton Genty, Armand Membo, Tyler Warren, Mason Graham. So I have said this once, and I will say it again. This was not the sexiest pick for New England at pick number 4, but it was the pick that they needed to make, which is why I'm overall going to give it a grade of a B. B is passing. 110%. The left tackle position has been such a big need for New England over the last couple of years that at some point you just have to address it. I think this was the right draft to do so. Verdarian Lowe cannot get the job done for another season, and I think that Will Campbell now gets to grow and learn with a young quarterback in Drake May. Now, I do know that he does have a little bit of left guard experience, but he will be pushed out to the external position for the Patriots on the left side. You still have a veteran in Morgan Moses on your right side, Mike Onwenu, Garrett Bradbury, and then that left guard position is going to be a little bit up in the air there with City So, maybe Layden Robinson, a Caden Wallace as well, but Campbell knows how to protect a quarterback, and that is why I think this was a fantastic pick for the Patriots. Yes, it could have been a better player, the best overall, if you will, but that's not what the Patriots needed. They needed the left tackle, and that is why I do think a guy like Will Campbell is going to be able to do wonders here, growing underneath a guy like Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels. And as you guys can see here, the number one reason why I give this a B and not a C or a D or, a lot of other grades that some of you might predict is because the pass blocking grade. The Patriots needed more pass blocking overall, really, not even just on the left side, because what they have done in free agency is they've gained a lot of good run blockers, which we also desperately needed. But an 80 pass blocking grade is one of the best in the NFL Draft. Of course, Armand Membo was higher than Will Campbell here, but 2 sacks allowed over his time in an LSU uniform. Look, I don't care what position you play. If you are only allowing 2 sacks, I know you are going to be a good addition to the Patriots offensive line. As you guys can see here from Tom Downey, our NFL analyst at Chat Sports, he's going to give him the number 5 overall pick, but he actually gave him the number 1 overall offensive tackle over Armand Membo, which Mel Kiper had Membo as the number 1 pick. But the arm length, I know, is a concern for a lot of people out there, and, it definitely is for me as well, but I don't harp on it as much as most of the other analysts do as we start to move forward off of the draft and heading it back into the season starting. That's why I really don't think that, yes, it does matter, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't, because once the season starts down in September, if Will Campbell ends up leaving Drake May completely untouched, nobody's going to say a word about his arm length. And even if he does allow a sack or 2, they're not going to be like, oh, it's because his arms are too short. It's just going to be because he's a rookie and he's learning through his mistakes. Verdarian Lowe has an acceptable arm length in the NFL, and he's still ass. So I will take Will Campbell with a little bit shorter of an arm length, but he still gets the job done. As you guys can see here, 40-yard dash, 4.98. Armand Membo had about a 4.91, so about the same speed as the other top offensive linemen here in the NFL Draft. So we're going to have to wait and see what he is able to do clearly once he transitions to the NFL. But I also do want to point out something that not a lot of people did notice or really catch during the NFL Draft. the tears, the emotion that came from Campbell after he was selected. And he said, I'm willing to die out there for the Patriots. I'm willing to fight out there for an organization like New England. He wanted to play for nobody other than the Patriots. You could see it on his face. This is what I mean by a Mike Vrabel type of guy. He wants to play football for a great organization, an organization that's had dynasties over the last couple of years. And Mike Vrabel even said that he put on the pads to go up against Will Campbell during his visit because he really wanted to see what he was up against and what he was able to provide. What other head coach is doing that? So if you think you know more ball than Mike Vrabel does, if you think you could put on pads and go one-on-one with Will Campbell, then rethink your grade because it's probably wrong. I do not know more than Mike Vrabel. I do not want to go up against Will Campbell if I was playing defense. That is why I'm giving this a solid B, because if Mike Vrabel wants Will Campbell, then I want Will Campbell because that man is good at football. So we're going to break down a little bit more about what the Patriots could possibly add here in their day 2. But before I do that, I do want to go on ahead and ask you guys just to go on ahead and grade the Will Campbell pick, A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Now, I'm going to go on ahead and tell you guys real quick about our sponsor, and that, of course, is going to be Prize Picks. If you guys want to win some cash while watching sports, then Prize Picks is the app for you. Cash in on basketball playoffs with Prize Picks. Don't miss your last chance to add your favorite players from the court to your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's points, rebounds, assists, take your pick of more or less for your shot to win up to 2,000 times your cash today. Turn your playoff hot takes into tickets. The Basketball Championship Series, starting with the play-in round. Every lineup you make on Prize Picks will enter you into the Takes 2 ticket sweepstakes, which could get you and a +1 a VIP trip to the ship. Go on ahead and download the Prize Picks app. Use promo code CLNS. That'll give you guys $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Download the Prize Picks app. Use promo code CLNS. That'll give you guys $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. Tom Downey has his updated best available heading into day 2, round 2 of the NFL draft. And I really do like that number 3 overall pick there. It's probably where I'm going to go for the Patriots with pick number 38 is Mr. Luther Burden III. I know there are still a couple other good wide receivers out there as well, including somebody possibly like a Trey Harris or maybe even a Jaden Higgins. So there are still plenty of positions that the Patriots could still try and obtain heading into round 2 and round 3. And do keep in mind here that New England does also have 2 third-round picks, so there are still plenty more opportunities here for the Patriots to add possibly another wide receiver, possibly a running back, or maybe even another edge position. Heck, maybe even somebody in the safety position as well. I could see the Patriots really trying to get a wide receiver in round 2. That's personally what I would try to do, especially because you do have Stephon Diggs. But, he's also got some injury history. So getting a little bit of reassurance there could be a really good opportunity for New England with round 2 and 2 picks in round 3. So as you guys can see here, the Patriots have 9 total picks, 4 in the top 100. And New England did make a splash in free agency, especially on the defensive side. So the draft needs, as you guys can see here, offensive tackle has been knocked off the board. Thank you to Will Campbell. So I truly think that how you go in round 2 and round 3 should just kind of be down the line. Pick number 38, go with a wide receiver. Pick number 69, go with a running back. Pick number 77, go with a safety or maybe an edge or maybe a cornerback. I really like that right there. Just start knocking them off the board of positions that the Patriots have needed for quite some time. And they do want to draft a running back, so I would expect them to maybe pick one up here pretty soon, maybe in day 2, but also could be a day 3 type of move. So like I just said, my next pick for the Patriots on day 2, round 2, pick number 38, I'm going to go with Luther Burden III. I think he'd be a great asset with his speed, his catch radius, and his sticky hands. to pair along with a guy like Stephon Diggs. If you have Stephon Diggs and Luther Burden as your wideouts, you move Demario Douglas to the slot. I think that could be really, really good options for Drake May, not to mention a nice tight end stack there with Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper. That's going to make Drake May have plenty of playbook options to run more than once. And then if they do also add another shifty running back to the mix there, Josh McDaniels is going to absolutely have his hands full. But like I said, I'm really going to focus more here, round 3, to the running back, wide receiver. If you want to double up on wide receivers, I wouldn't hate that. Maybe get a Luther Burden in round 3, and then maybe somebody like a Jalen Noel. Luther Burden in round 2, get a Jalen Noel in round 3. I wouldn't hate that either, but I'm really kind of looking at your RJ Harvey, Cam Scatterbo possibly for the running backs in round 3, and then I'm going to look at possibly another edge like a Jordan Birch or can't think of other players on top of my head right now. It's been a really long day, but these are what I'm really going to be looking at in terms of position-wise, but to put a name to the position, I would like to take Luther Burden with pick number 38 if he is available. So that's exactly what I will go on ahead and ask you guys here before we do hop out of here and get ready for day 2 is who should the New England Patriots draft next? That's with pick number 38 in round 2. If you guys say Shedeur Sanders, well, then just unsubscribe because that's just not happening here either. Go on ahead, hit that sub button for me if you guys haven't already, and see what the Patriots do for the rest of the NFL draft.